Hey, it's Clark Goff with Allen Tate and Davidson, and I'm joined by one of my colleagues from Allen Tate Davidson and also Mayor of Davidson, Rusty Knox. Rusty, thanks for coming out.
Thanks, Clark. I appreciate you doing this too.
Yeah, I hope your family's doing well. Yeah, I just wanted to ask you a couple questions about what's going on in this craziness and
Yeah.
get your insights. Yeah, I know when the order came down to shut everything down, you acted quickly and opened up parking spots all over town and to help out the restaurants with their carryout. I'm wondering how are they doing? Do you have a sense? Is it business coming back at all, or?
Well, I don't know that it's coming back, but I do know that there are a lot of people that are utilizing the takeout options that all of our restaurants are offering right now. And kudos go to Kim Fleming for helping facilitate jump-starting that early in this season of pandemic that we're under right now. I've tried to frequent everybody in town at least once, if not multiple times, and I know a lot of people are doing the same thing. So it's very much appreciated from the restaurateurs, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Kim also. My wife has a shop on Main Street and it's been shuttered, and she's been really helpful getting information out about the support programs being offered for small
Right.
business. It's a great thing.
And I would tell
I'm
you that just pass it along to any of the small businesses. If they have any questions or concerns, they can reach out to Kim directly at kfleming@townofdavidson.org, and she'll be glad to facilitate putting them on the right path with all these SBA grants and everything else that are coming available, the paycheck protection programs and things like that as well.
okay. I frequent the Greenway, and I'm seeing more people than I've ever seen out there. What's your sense of how people are doing social distancing in town?
I think that we've probably done a better job than a lot of communities have. I think that this hit early on, in that Mecklenburg County chose to implement the stay-at-home guidelines several days before the state of North Carolina did. I think that let us know the importance of this, but I think as time has gone on, the conversation that I have with people now, more and more people are adamant about the stay at home, the social distancing thing. I still see the epic fails, not just here, but in other communities. And I think that stuff's going to continue to happen. But I think all people need to understand it. The sooner that we all practice this stay at home, social distancing, wash your hands, essential trips only, the sooner we're going to flatten this curve and at least get a grip on this thing, even if we don't defeat it, but we get a grip on it and come to some kind of more manageable and attainable outcome.
What I noticed, the town of Davidson put out on their website a virtual rec center. What's
Yeah.
that all about?
Well, as we move into this time, a lot of people, like, if you've got a gym membership, you can't go to the gym anymore. If you've been taking anything from yoga to Zumba to Taekwondo, you can't do that anymore either. So what Leslie Willis and her department did was implement a virtual Parks and Rec program where you've got everything from games and activities for kids and implementation and background and information for parents to implement those things for their kids at home to, we're moving it down to where we're going to have some virtual yoga classes and things like that as well. So it's going to facilitate for those people that do work out and need that discipline of going to a class or going to a gym, to have that ability to continue to do that. I know several of I've seen a couple of commercials on TV as well for a lot of the fitness centers around that are doing virtual workouts as well. So I think this is something that's becoming the new norm for a lot of people.
I just was curious, how have our first responders had to change how they practice given what's going on?
Well, the big thing is, and kudos to Penny Dunn and her police force and Bo Fitzgerald and our fire department, because they're out there. I mean, they are the first ones in line for this. Their protocols have changed. Are they equipped with PPEs, masks, shields? Yes. But basically, if it's not an emergency 911 call for police, we're using the model that Mecklenburg County CMPD and the state is trying to use, where we're handling most stuff by telephone. If it is a dire emergency, then the police go. The flip side to that is, if it's non-life threatening, the fire department, even though our police, as you know, since they are not static, they are mobile, they tend to be the first ones at any 911 call. But they don't have to address anything until the fire department gets there. And there's a protocol that the fire department's using, with kind of a scripted group of questions. And I don't know specifically what those questions are, but I would say they would allude to: have you traveled outside the country? Do you have a fever, aches and pains, things like that? Chest compression problems and things like that, trouble breathing. They identify those things. And in those medical instances where those are some of the characteristics, 9 times out of 10, our fire department is actually waiting on medic to get there. Your care and concern as far as public safety goes is not diminished by any means whatsoever. We are just having to follow a different level of protocol now to protect these guys, because they're our last line of defense to keep us safe. So we're doing everything we can to keep them safe.
On a lighter note about getting back to normal someday, are you going to give us a Rusty Knox concert some Friday night virtually so we can have some music?
Yeah, I've had a lot of people ask about that, and I definitely want to do it. It's a little bit more sensitive to me right now, and that John Prine just passed away yesterday. He was my inspiration for being a songwriter. I had a lot of people that influenced me over the years, but he was just a guy and a guitar, and that's kind of the way I've always liked to see myself, as just a guy and a guitar. There's going to be something coming up. I don't know what I'm going to do. If it's going to be something regular, like Music Mondays, where Monday night for an hour I sit on the porch and set up the PA so all my neighbors up here on North Main Street can hear it, and then I can just FaceTime Live it or Facebook Live it or something like that.
That'd be awesome.
But I'll definitely let everybody know before I do that, because a lot of people ask for that, and I do not want to do a Venmo or PayPal on there unless I can figure out a way to link that to a nonprofit that's facilitating the needs of particularly of our downtown merchants. I think that first and foremost, that's something that is paramount, because we are a town of small merchants, small businesses, and it's just crucial that we do everything we can to facilitate taking care of our small businesses.
Yes. On that front, is there any final words you want to say to people about?
Well, I think the most important thing I'll say, and I think anybody that's talking shouldn't be tone deaf to the basic guidelines. Stay at home unless you have an essential trip to make. Just don't make it. Practice social distancing. Keep 6 feet away. Don't group in larger groups than 10. I mean, I would like to see groups of 3 be the limit, but that's just me. Common sense just has to prevail on a lot of this stuff. Wash your hands, practice good sanitary measures. Check on your neighbors. That's the one thing that we don't think about. We do have an aging populace in this town, and a lot of these folks have moved here from other places, and they may or may not have family close by. So if you've got an elderly neighbor or a single neighbor that may not have that avenue of being able to converse with somebody other than via social media like this, I think that's important to just pick up the phone and call. I did that this morning to an elderly gentleman that I've known for years, for no other reason than I just thought, well, I should do that. And he appreciated that call so much, and it didn't mean anything other than I was just looking out for a neighbor. And I think that's what we have to do to take care of each other in this town, and I think we do a good job with that. So
Yeah.
again, thank you for doing this, because I
Yeah.
think
Well,
this is important. It's a platform that gets the word out to a lot of people. And I would tell you also, with our town, you know, we are working in concert with the state of North Carolina and with Mecklenburg County. Amanda Preston is doing our press releases with the town almost daily. You know, you can tune in right now. The county health director is on, and you can see the numbers every day. I think we're 827 documented cases with 9 deaths in Mecklenburg County now. So, but you know, look to the town's website, because we are in concert with the state and with the county, and we're following those guidelines.
all right. Well, Mayor, I appreciate it, and can't wait till I
Thanks.
see you back in the office someday.
Yeah, hopefully soon.
Yeah. Well, have
All right.
a good one. Stay safe.
Okay, thanks, Clark.
Thank you. All right.
All right.